Hi folks, I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Rodeo people claim to love their animals. They say they treat them like family. Well, check out this scene from the 2020 National Western Stock Show and Rodeo in Denver, Colorado. This horse doesn't want to be part of the phony cowboy performance. Contrary to rodeo propaganda, this horse is not born to buck.
Now this horse is dropped all the way to its haunches, and there's no way you want to take it like that. It messes with a workout rule.
The individual in the black suit jacket is Binion Survey of the Survey Championship Rodeo Company. Next time you hear a rodeo person talking about how they love their animals, remember this scene. And remember that it played out in front of not only rodeo judges and an announcer and contestants, but also in front of thousands of rodeo fans. And no one said or did a thing. No one. In fact, rodeo announcer Boyd Polhamus and an equally moronic rodeo clown do their best to keep the careless attendees amused. Rodeo animal abuse is a coordinated effort. When Binion Survey was done with his abuse, the incompetent who couldn't handle the horse took his turn. The incompetent's name is Jesse Cruz. These are real brave men, aren't they? Beating up a horse stuck in a chute. Truly outstanding Americans. And welcome to the world of rodeo. Binion Survey's father is Michael Eugene Survey. In 2005, Michael Survey, who owns Survey Championship Rodeo, was sent to a federal prison for tampering with monitoring equipment to hide leaks in the underground storage of chemical-laced wastewater left over from oil well drilling. Survey's plea agreement said he had his employees hide the leak by sealing off the leaky well from the monitoring system, creating a new, fake sampling point, periodically pouring clean water in the sampling tube, submitting the clean samples to the Weld County Health Department, and making false log entries about the amount of fluid in the well. By doing so, the well continued leaking contaminants into the soil. Mike Survey had a telling comment about the case, which comes back to this rodeo scene. In the cattle business, you don't have the bureaucratic regulations, Survey said. Now, Mike Survey's son, Binion, is taking full advantage of the rodeo's lack of regulations, abusing this horse and allowing others to abuse this horse and other animals in front of thousands of people with no repercussions whatsoever. Thanks to a plea agreement, Mike Survey's sentence was only 5 months in federal prison, followed by 5 months of home detention and a $30,000 fine. Today, Mike Survey, polluter and convicted felon, is in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Hall of Fame. Who says a crime doesn't pay? Perhaps someday Americans will stop rolling over for rodeo propaganda. Perhaps someday Americans will see criminals and animal abusers like the Surveys and other phony cowboys in rodeo for what they are. On that day, perhaps Binion will truly follow in his father's footsteps to a federal prison where he belongs. We are contacting the management of the National Western and the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association to see what punishment, if any, will be imposed for this cruelty. We will update this issue in a future video, but don't hold your breath waiting for justice. Real Americans don't condone animal cruelty. If you care about animals, please do not go to rodeos, and please do not support the unethical corporate rodeo sponsors such as Coca-Cola. We've included contact information for the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo in the description section of this video. Please make your thoughts known in a firm but professional manner. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Before we go, we're adding this message to each video that exposes a PRCA-sanctioned rodeo. And because the PRCA is the largest rodeo association, that's most of them. We have on numerous occasions tried to bring specific concerns and allegations of abuse to George Taylor, the commissioner of the PRCA. These include the brutal abuse of steer busting, the disappearing of injured rodeo animals, the shocking of rodeo animals, and other cruelty. The concerns and allegations are founded on decades of video documentation and in some cases on official government records, all of which we have placed in the public domain for all to see. That Commissioner Taylor will not respond to the evidence leads to just one conclusion, that Mr. Taylor understands that the weight of the evidence is overwhelming and that there is no defense for the abuse, and most disturbingly, that Mr. Taylor, his administration, and the PRCA generally has absolutely no intention to change a thing. We find Mr. Taylor's determined indifference to be repulsive, no honor or dignity whatsoever. Corporate sponsors, supporters in the media, and of course those in the stands share in the cruelty, corruption, and cowardice. Mr. Taylor, you have a standing invitation to come out of your hole, step into the light, and man up. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. You can subscribe to our channel to see more of our investigations and learn what you can do to help Shark help animals. To support Shark directly and gain access to exclusive content, consider sponsoring us on Patreon.